Today is not tomorrow. The bed was cold on his side. That was the first thing she noticed. No soft rhythm of breathing. No scattered clothes on the floor. No half-empty glass of water on the nightstand. Just a note, folded neatly beside her pillow. Don't look for me. I've gone where you can't follow. Her heart stuttered. The handwriting was his, elegant and unmistakably calm, too calm for what it meant. She sat up, clutching the sheet to her chest as if it could hold her together. The morning light filtered through the blinds in sharp, unforgiving stripes. She glanced at the clock, 7:03. The house was quiet except for the faint ticking of the kitchen clock and the low hum of the refrigerator. Everything else felt wrong. "Eli?" she called, voice trembling. Only silence answered. She moved through the rooms like a ghost, retracing her own footprints. The couch was still indented where he'd sat the night before. The mug with his initials, E.S., lay overturned on the counter, coffee stains spreading like old wounds. Another note lay by the sink. "You never listened, but maybe now you'll hear me." Her pulse quickened. This wasn't Eli. Not the man who kissed her forehead each morning, who left her silly notes when he forgot the groceries, who whispered, "I love you," even when she pretended to be asleep. Something deeper was happening, something he wanted her to see. She opened the drawer where he kept their shared things, receipts, old letters, photographs. One of the photos caught her eye, the two of them by the lake, sunlight in their eyes, hands clasped tight. On the back, scrawled in the same slanted handwriting, "You said forever, but forever ended yesterday." She sank onto the floor. Her breath came shallow and quick. The edges of the room seemed to blur. For a fleeting second, she thought she heard his voice. Soft, distant, calling her name. Lena. It was gone as quickly as it came. By noon, she found more notes. One in the bathroom mirror. "You couldn't save me." Another inside his jacket pocket. "You chose not to remember." The words gnawed at her like something alive. She tried to recall their last conversation, but the memory kept slipping, like a dream she couldn't quite hold. She remembered shouting. She remembered rain hammering on the window. She remembered Eli's face, pale, eyes hollow with exhaustion. And then, nothing. She drove to the cliffs where he used to go when he needed to clear his head. The air there was thick with salt and wind. Waves broke against the rocks, savage and restless. There, she found another note pinned beneath a small stone. "This is where I end, and you begin." Her knees gave out. She sank into the sand, the sea clawing at the shore in a violent rhythm. The sound of it filled her skull, drowning out her thoughts. A flash of memory came. The sound of the car door slamming, Eli's silhouette fading into the storm, her voice calling after him, begging him not to go. He never turned around. When she drove home, the sky was bruised with evening. The house seemed smaller, darker. She went straight to their bedroom. The mirror caught her reflection, but something was off. For a split second, she saw him standing behind her, watching. She turned. Empty room. Her knees trembled. On the dresser sat one last note. "You already know, Lena. You just don't want to remember." Her hands shook as she unfolded it fully. Inside was another piece of paper, yellowed, creased, the handwriting different. A hospital report. Date, 2 years ago. Subject, Elias Stone, deceased. Cause, self-inflicted gunshot wound. Witness, Lena Hart. She froze. The words refused to make sense. The truth came back like a flood she could no longer hold back. She remembered the argument, his trembling hands, the way his voice cracked when he said, "You won't even cry if I'm gone." She remembered the flash, the sound, sharp, final, unreal. She remembered her own scream breaking through the night, But then she remembered what came after. The way she refused to believe it. How she set his clothes back in the closet, made coffee for two, whispered good morning, love into the void. How she wrote herself notes, pretending they were from him. Now the house was silent again. Her own handwriting surrounded her like a confession. Notes on the floor, the counter, the walls. The whisper of paper filled the room as she sank to her knees. "I just wanted one more day," she whispered. "Just one." The wind outside howled through the cracks in the window pane, a mournful echo. She thought she heard his voice in it, soft and forgiving. "Today is not tomorrow, Lena." She smiled through her tears, clutching the last note to her chest. Outside, dawn was breaking again, sharp, bright, and new. But in her heart, it was still yesterday.